Hey folks, quick disclaimer about Greasy Says, my new show about being a game developer for 15 years who's brown. Okay, Greasy Says contains explicit language, adult situations, and viewer discretion is strongly advised. Right? Greasy Says is supposed to be a comedic take on what it's like to be in the gaming industry from my perspective, but I'm not out here trying to make people feel uncomfortable just for the sake of it. So, to sum it up, I have a potty mouth. Don't let your kids listen to this shit. And kings and queens above 18 only. Let's try that. All right? Lay is...
Haha, let's get this party started
with the professional.
Greasy Says.
Greetings once again, my greasy people. You know what it is? It's me, Greasy. I'm back with another episode of Greasy Says. I've been watching a lot of movies recently, catching up. And I watched a movie the other night called The Night Eats the World. Anyone out there seen this one yet? It's a zombie flick, essentially. But it's a different kind of zombie flick. The thing that strikes me the most about The Night Eats the World is how quiet it is. Yes, the protagonist of this movie is trapped in an apartment for a long time. So he's alone, he's isolated. That is a quiet existence. You have no one to reach out to, no one to talk to, no one to relate to, no one for you to try to get to relate to you. You're completely alone. It sucks. COVID basically for single people. Remember when all your single friends was kind of going a little stir crazy? Just wanted to get out there and fuck somebody during COVID? Yeah, so imagine that, but everybody outside trying to eat you. That shit would be pretty isolating. But one of the best things about this movie are the zombies. Historically, Night of the Living Dead has the best zombies. Walking Dead, the first few seasons had some amazing zombies, granted. 28 days later, first appearance of a speed zombie. All right, maybe the highest level of zombie at that time. But this movie, the zombies, they don't make any noise. They're completely silent. So you can't hear them running up on you unless you hear the shuffling of their feet. But when they're biting at you, sorry for everybody out there with this ASMR part. It's about to be very ASMR-y right now. The zombies are like... That's all you hear. You hear chomping of gums. They don't go, they don't make any noise. That is truly terrifying. A quiet-ass zombie, a completely silent zombie is terrifying. So yeah, go check that shit out. Go check that shit out, man. The Night Eats the World. Dope-ass fucking zombie movie. What else we got? Oh, and then I learned about this movie called Mad God by Phil Tippett, who's like, I guess, some, special effects guy from Jurassic Park and Star Wars and all kinds of crazy shit from back in the day or something like that. But it's a stop-go animation. Let me say that again. It's a stop-motion animation movie in 2022. How the fuck did Phil Tippett get anybody to fund this shit? Who the fuck funds stop motion anymore? That was my initial thought. I was like, this is insane. This looked like some shit from a Tool video. This shit looked like some shit from the 80s and 90s. This is amazing. How the fuck? Nobody makes stop motion anymore. And then I started looking it up and it's like, yo, stop motion is making a comeback. Key and Peele, Jordan Peele just put out a Netflix movie. It's like Wendell and Wild or something, and that's stop motion. So like, is it because people like me who grew up at those times are now adults who will spend money to watch dolls be animated, and we know it's painstakingly brutal animation process, but we enjoy it because of nostalgia? Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's not surprising at all. Fuck what I'm saying. Let me ask you something. Y'all seen Prey? Huh? Y'all seen Prey? On Hulu? It's the shit. Yo, I watched this shit the other night with my homie. Was it with my homie? Yeah, it was my homie. That shit was fire. I would have never known it was a Predator movie except for the font on the movie poster. But it's the premise, it's Predator, but it's like a female protagonist this time around. No more bulky Austrians. It was a slender Native American or American Indian, whatever you want to call it, woman. And she was badass in this movie, man. And the Predator was sick too. It was a fire movie. What's cool about it is there's a dub that's in the native language. I can't remember what the name of the language is, but I think it's like a Native American language. And they have a full dub of the movie in that language. I mean, that's cool. It's probably just like one of those like fake woke moves on the part of the studio that made it, or on part of the network that made, I guess Hulu made on their part, to try and appear woke or whatever, because people be doing that shit, especially companies. It was fire. Yo, when are we gonna get the Native American revenge movie? You know what I mean? Like, we need a Hateful Eight or a Kill Bill that's just like this Native American tribe, or like a couple of Native American dudes just going ham on fucking invaders, man. Just decimating pilgrims and burning down fucking caravans. I mean, I want to see that movie. How come they can't get that movie, huh? Why no one want to make that movie? We have movies like Enough and Django. So when we gonna get the Native American dude goes crazy and murders everybody in the European camp? Bring that shit on. I'll pay to watch that. So YouTube, you know, Google just keeps fucking up. They're about to lay off a bunch of people. Google just kind of sucks, man. Like, and I hate that I'm like kind of a slave to their technology, because I am. I'm not even gonna split hairs about it. I am. I have a homie that's trying to get off of Google completely. I just think it's pointless. Like, where you gonna go, dog? You gonna go to the other evil corporation? What, Apple? Yeah, right. But Google keeps fucking up, man. So here's this shit I discovered on YouTube. All right? If you're watching a foreign piece of YouTube entertainment, a video that hasn't been translated by the person who made the video, YouTube just puts the word foreign in the subtitles for everything you say in that video that's not in English. It just says foreign. Foreign for who, you bitch? Foreign for just Americans? Just for English-speaking people? It's not foreign for the person who made that video and uploaded it. You don't believe me? Go check out the Tiny Desk concert of The Lion King. You know how NPR puts out those Tiny Desk concerts? Go look at the first 10 minutes of the Lion King Tiny Desk concert, and you'll see what I mean when they do the... They just put foreign. What the fuck? Anyway, Welcome back to Greasy Says. This is my podcast about being a game developer. And I talk about the gaming industry and things happening in it and trends and, you know, what it's like to be a brown guy working in this fucking industry sometimes. It's not all bad, but sometimes it's kind of ridiculous. But you can always reach out to me on social media, y'all. Check out my TikToks and Instagrams and whatnot. That's when I drop, little trailers whenever new episodes come out. That's where they go, and that's Greasy Says on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I mean, if you use Facebook anymore, I feel like Facebook is like for moms and grandmas now. And I mean, once it went to like Baby Town, it was pretty much all grandmas at that point. Anyway, you can also check out my music on Spotify, Bandcamp, and Soundcloud under the name M-Cue. That's M-C-U-E. So reach out to me if you got questions, comments, or if you like social media, just go follow me because you know, what's one more talking head in your feed? It'll just be my head. So that's fun, right? Yeah, let's start the show.
Today's key is smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass. Today's key is smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass.
Drop it up.
Smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass.
Cut it up.
Smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass, smoking ass.
Roll it up.
Smoking ass, smoking ass.
Back. Clean it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. Yeah, you roll it up. And smoke it up. Do it up. Hey, hey, hey. Chop it up. Roll it up. Clean it up. Smoke it up. Chop it up. Roll it up. Smoke it up. Roll it up. Clean it up. Get it up. Get it up. Get it up. Get it up. Chop it. 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 Chop it up. Chop it up. Chop it up. Roll it up. Clean it up. Smoke it up.
Reflection.
Okay, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Texas freaks me out. I know. Lots of people live in Texas. There's a great movement of certain people in Hollywood moving to Texas. A lot of musicians move out there. But Texas freaks me out. It's like from my impression, Texas is just like a bunch of white people gathering in one state, having like 5 kids per family and buying a bunch of SUVs to drive around said kids. How can this be sustainable? Are we going to just they're going to turn Texas into the next LA? Is that what's going to happen? And then homelessness will just spike and the cops will go fucking crazy and racism will run rampant and classism will run rampant. Is that what's going to happen in Texas? I'm scared for Texas, yo. All right? Colorado freaks me out too, but Texas freaks me out even more. Why do people move to Texas? I'm guessing rich people like Joe Rogan and like Tom Segura and shit who recently moved to Texas go there because there ain't no income tax in Texas. There's no income tax. So you can make money hand over fist and never pay income tax. That's pretty cool if you're rich. If you're poor, I don't know if it's that great. Because won't all the rich people drive up prices of everything in Texas, and then the poor people won't be able to afford it, even though they may have no income tax? You know what I mean? They're going to have to just work jobs cleaning up Joe Rogan's fucking shitter every week. Is that the future for poor people in Texas? For non-billionaires in Texas? I don't know. Texas freaks me out. I mean, okay, what's the diversity in Texas? Let's look it up. All right. So in 1970, it was 86% white, 12.5% black, 0.2% Asian and 0.2% Native, which I assume is Native American. In 2020, it's still 50% white, 12.2% black, which is not an increase at all. The Asian population increased to 5.4%. And the Native population grows to 1%. And then I'm seeing another, I'm looking on Wikipedia. I see another bar here that's like other races. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Other races could mean a lot of things. But like it's still majority white population. Buying SUVs. Driving around with a million kids. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, right? But it still freaks me out. It just freaks me out. Waco is in Texas. That's interesting. But then I started thinking to myself, since Hollywood is kind of moving to Texas, people are fleeing California like as fast as they can. You would assume that a lot of movies not movie studios, but shoots and post-production houses and stuff like that might move to Texas to be closer to the action, to be closer to the money. So my question is, are we going to see a boom in game developers in Texas? I mean, they have developers in Texas. Twisted Pixel is in Texas. Retro Studios, who made Metroid, is in Texas. Cloud Imperium Games, what did they make? What the hell did they? Arcane Studios is in Texas. And some other small developers. Not at least not ones that I'm familiar with. The hell does Cloud Imperium make? Oh, they're making Star Citizen. Okay, yeah, so again, Star Citizen. The biggest fucking money grab of all time. Way up there in terms of money grab. They're just taking people's money. This is like a cryptocurrency game. It's like people paid all this money for shit that still hasn't come out. You know what I mean? Hundreds and hundreds of dollars in for a game that's not done. But yeah, I guess you could pull that off in Texas because you could pull all that money and you know how to pay no taxes on it, right? Isn't that how it works? Ooh, look, Cloud Imperium is actually showing their financials for 2020. That's wild. Yeah, they have way more pledges and way more income every single year since 2012. Hand over fist, y'all. There's something about Texas where if you're a shrewd business person, a shrewd business person, you can go there and just bathe in money. I don't know. Maybe I should go to Texas. I've never been there. Maybe if I went there, it would change my mind. But in my head, I'm just thinking like cowboys and, you know what I mean, racism and concealed carry shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, damn near Florida type rules. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Stand your ground type shit. And that worries me because if a large percentage of the population there is white and they have a lot of developers that are there, we're going to just see the same type of characters and the same type of stories that we've always seen. The diversity in games will diminish. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not true. I don't know. Depends on the makeup of these companies. But I've been in the industry for a long time and the majority of the industry is white. Like recently I've been exposed to way more minorities in games, which is great to see. But it's still like Texas numbers, like half, if not more than half of the gaming industry is still white. So yeah, Texas freaks me out, and Colorado freaks me out too, but Texas freaks me out more. That's all I got. Think about it. Let me know what you think. What do you think? Do you think game developers are going to start moving to Texas, moving operations to Texas out of California? You think I'm being over paranoid about white people with guns in Texas and SUVs? Let me know. Greasy Says at gmail.com. However, it's still more diverse than where I live.
What you play, what you play, what you play, what you playing, what are you playing?
What you playing?
Yeah, I've been juggling a couple games. You know, I try not to do that because it allows me to lose focus. But I've just been in a mood where I want to jump in between games. So neither of the games I'm going to talk about, if there's only two. I got to remember if there's more than that. But none of the games I'm going to mention I've finished yet. And this is all like a few hours, maybe a couple hours per game that I've played. So it's not like a deep understanding of the game or that I've played the game for any great length of time. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I've been playing, and it's kind of polar opposites of each other. I've been playing Spirit Farer, which is hard to say, which is a 2D, as far as I can tell, base building and family management game, where you're like, the point of the game is you're an owner of a boat, and your job is to take dead souls into the afterlife or something like that. And you got to upgrade your boat so that the spirits that come on your boat are happy, and you have to feed them and do this kind of thing. It's like Animal Crossing kind of vibes, but everybody dead. So I thought that's kind of cool. It's lighthearted. It's cute, very well animated, hand-drawn animation from the looks of it. It's pretty impressive. Music is great. Whimsical, if you will. I'm not sure if it's the game for me yet. I played maybe like an hour and a half last night. And it's cute, but I don't know if it's going to hold me. I don't know if I'm in the mood for a sort of like an Animal Crossing type game. Like I can never really play those games for long periods of time. Like Stardew Valley got me. You know what I mean? And I never even finished that one. But that game had 40, 50 hours on it by the time I was done. It's weird. A female friend of mine, right, told me about Spirit Farer. But she loves The Sims and Animal Crossing. And I don't know. It seems, I don't want to sound like an idiot, but maybe I am just an idiot. But it seems like women tend to enjoy those types of games more than guys do. I know plenty of guys that love Animal Crossing, but most of the ladies I know who play games love Animal Crossing and those type of village management games and farm sims and shit like that. Friendship simulators or so. I don't know. What do you call those types of games? I don't know. Anyway, the other game I'm playing, polar opposite of this cutesy, whimsical Spirit Farer stuff, is Amnesia Rebirth. Yeah. You ever heard of the Amnesia games? Made by Frictional Games, I think. It's a series of horror games where you're trapped in a horrifying scenario where there's a monster chasing you or something, but you have no weapons, so you have to run and hide. It was one of the first, the first Amnesia game was one of the first games where the protagonist has no weapons. All you have is your light and hopefully the brains to hide when something scary is coming. One of the first games to introduce fear as a mechanic, I think, where if you look at terrifying things or you're in the darkness for too long, you kind of start going crazy and start seeing things and hearing things. The idea of insanity.
being a meter that goes down. But yeah, like I hold the original Amnesia in very high regard. I haven't played it in many years, so it might be dog shit if I go back and play it now. I'm not sure. But I'm playing this Amnesia game, and I was really hoping it would be a return to the original Amnesia, but it still doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel scary enough. The writing is good. The characters are great. Sound design is great. Maybe it's the graphics. Maybe it's the presentation. It looks like a very old game. And when you see the monsters moving around, they're animated like so badly that it just feels goofy instead of scary, which is probably just a problem with frictional games as a developer. Like, maybe they just don't have the staff to do impressive animation. Maybe their animation department is really small. Maybe they're using canned animations. Maybe they're buying animations. I don't know. But their games have always been about the setting and the atmosphere and the sound, and never really about truly terrifying characters. It's about the vibe that makes you feel scared. It's not the way that this character is animated or sculpted that makes you feel scared. For example, the Mortuary's Assistant, which I haven't played, but I've watched Let's Plays of that, and that game seems fucking horrifying, and I gotta get it just to play it. But the animation in that game is fantastic, and the characters are the way the characters are rendered and the way they're animated, that's where you get the fear from. The setting is just a hospital room, you know what I mean? Which isn't really that scary, even when you turn the lights off and you flicker a bunch of lights. It's like, yeah, it's a hospital room. But the characters are so well animated and rendered and sculpted that that's what grabs your attention. That's what delivers your fear. In Amnesia, I think it's more about the environment and the sound and the backstory, the narrative that holds all the fear in that game. So I got to keep playing it, man. I think I'm going to see that one through further than I will Spirit Farer, but I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see. Check in on me. greasysays@gmail.com is, I guess, where you can send comments, or you could hit me up on social media. Been enjoying it, but not my favorite 2 games that I've been playing this year so far. I've played better, and I'm still waiting to get that fucking God of War Ragnarok, baby. I just need a good solid week of time to just completely dissolve into that game. I cannot fucking wait to play that game. No spoilers, please. Do not fucking talk to me about this game ever. Okay? Just don't talk to me about it. I don't want to even risk spoiling anything. Don't even think about me when you play that game, okay? Just so I don't catch any vibes in the ether, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's a few hours later, and I've been playing more Amnesia Rebirth. And I know I said that it was pretty lackluster so far, but it's growing on me. It's a slow burn. It's growing on me. Playing as a pregnant woman is mad different, especially knowing a pregnant woman at one point. They kind of they nailed some of what it feels like to be pregnant.
Like you'd know.
The story is getting crazy. The scares are getting significant. The models are starting to not bother me as much. They still janky. But it's all the story is what's really carrying this game. And it's getting fucking weird. I like it. I might see this one through. So it's got me thinking, right? Let me pitch something to you guys. Let me pitch a game idea to you guys. We make a survival, not a survival horror, but like a stealth combat game, first person. You play as a pregnant Native American woman in Texas going around taking down cowboys, stealth mode, armed with only a blade and your wits and maybe a bow and arrow at some point. What do we call it? What do we call it? It's got to have a good name. It's a revenge, stealth, Native American female protagonist game. What are we calling this thing? We call it Texas. Should we call it Texas? We call it San Antonio. That's pretty wild. That's a pretty dope name, San Antonio, and you just have like this blood-drenched Native American pregnant woman on the cover. Come on, man. The marketing makes itself. You're welcome. Don't steal my ideas or take my ideas, but at least give me credit somewhere. It's a good idea.
I tell you what, boy.
What's that?
All this land and all these SUVs driving around here.
Yeah, I love
this
them, too.
place feel like.
They
Wait,
feel like
you hear
home,
that?
don't it? What?
What is it?
What?
Oh, shh. What? Gunther, get your gun.
Why?
Because I said so, Gunther. Go and get it.
Okay. Okay, I got it. I don't know what the big deal is.
Medicate, meditate.
You know what? Let's bring that beat back.
This one is for the haters. Haters need that cardio, go. Don't sleep, don't fall behind. Haters need that cardio, go. Hope you get in your 30 minutes a day. Haters need that cardio, go. Plenty of water, plenty of electrolytes. Haters need that cardio. Haters get your cardio up. Haters get your cardio way up. If you plan to catch greasy.
Haters need that cardio, go.
You can't be a tubby pile of shit and try to chase me. Cause I'll leave you where you're sitting with your Cheetos and shit. Because haters need that cardio.
Yeah, man. Haters gotta run quick. Haters better be one step ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of another episode of Greasy Says. Actually, should I just say gentlemen? Do ladies listen to this show? If you're a lady and you listen to this show, can you please just let me know that you listen to this show? I don't care how you let me know. You can fucking text me if you want. I just want to know if women listen to this show. That would be great. That would be really great. So it's not just a bunch of dudes duding it out in the dudosphere. But yeah, man, haters, man, y'all get your New Balance on. Get your Sauconys or Sauconys or however the fuck you're supposed to say it. And make sure that you're getting your cardio. Make sure. Because if you're going to hate and you're going to try to keep up with your hating and make your hating top level, you're going to have to keep pace. Okay? I'm looking out for you. Even though you hate, I'm looking out for you. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Greasy Says. I hope you had fun. I hope you laughed. I hope you might have learned something. I hope you made a new friend today in Greasy. And thanks to all the folks who've been listening. I've been getting some messages recently about people saying, the show is mad funny. I was laughing the whole time, blah, blah, blah. So I appreciate it. And I hope you spread the word about Greasy Says. And we get more and more listeners out here. Make people feel good. And hopefully people hit me up on a regular. Trying to spread that greasiness. Trying to receive the greasiness. You know how we do. You could always reach out to me on social media. Remember, Greasy Says, GreasySays, on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And you can check out my music on Soundcloud, Bandcamp. I should say Bandcamp first because that's where all my albums are. So if you're interested in checking out an album, you want to put some money down on a record, that'd be great. Always appreciated. Somebody bought some shit recently. I was like, yeah, right on.
Greasy people, thanks for coming out. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, give me feedback. I need that like breath and like zest. And until next time, it's me, Greasy, and I'm checking out with the room key. Laters.